Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we're after market close on Wednesday, November 17th. I wanted to share some swing trades that I entered today and why. So all of these follow a basic pattern. I identify something on unusual whales, come take a look at the chart, see if there's any sort of complementary info on the chart, as well as if any additional movements come in on unusual whales to sort of bolster that initial whatever it is that I saw. So let me take you through these 5 positions today. So WDC, I'm not super familiar with the stock, Western Digital, but I saw today there was some bearish flow that came in. You see these top 3 are from today, and $55 and $54 puts ranging from 12.17 to 12.3. I myself grabbed a 12.3 54 put, so I followed this one here. And you know, basically looking at this here, these are pretty sizable purchases, 107K, 102K, and 32K, and all bearish from today. So that's could be a pretty strong sign. So I'm up a bit on this option already from today's action. You see it drew down quite a bit today, but basically it's coming down in the chart aspect. As I was looking at it, it sort of looks as such. So I see sort of a pivot point here. You see how this previous topping out and then a flip from resistance to support here that sort of helped give it some motion up. And then today it was coming down to test that, and it's sort of treating that zone very strongly again as it fell through and then tried to come back up and is hitting its head on it at the moment. So obviously this is a bearish position, so my hope is that it comes down and wants to test some deeper waters. The next levels down, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that, would be about here is what I'm looking at as for the next test, 55.34. And then if that gives way, I'll be looking for something about here, 53.71. So that would put that option in the money. You know, we have a couple of weeks to get there, so we'll see what happens. But obviously it's in this pretty steep downtrend at the moment. So I don't know if it's going to be able to keep pace with that, but you see it's sort of done the thing that I'm looking at here is this secondary run. So it came down on this day, developed this trend line, consolidated its way out of there, and then came down on this steep trend line again today, and is now looking like it's spending sort of the second half of the day kind of consolidating its way again. So I'm looking to see if it's just going to continue to put in these legs down after consolidating, and just sort of follow suit as it goes through. But we'll see how it goes. GOEV, I took a position today. I was trying to time it pretty well, and I did an okay job, but at least I didn't get caught up here. But basically I took a position in this area when it was breaking out of this range, because that's what I was looking for it to do, break out of this range. Then it kind of stuck itself here and struggled back into that range again, and then was able to come up and develop support over this 1064, which was a strong intraday level that I had picked out, and did a good job into close with that. Now that said, it's down a bit after hours. I don't exactly know why, but that's a decent percentage, but it's just 32 cents, so that could sort itself out. Like I said, I'm not quite sure why that will be dropping. On the flow side of things, we see today there's these from here up are today's buys, and so within the first like hour or so of the day, all of these calls came in, a bunch of 12 5s and 15s, ranging, I mean, there's one here for 11.19, so I don't know what that's all about, but the others are on December 17th, so I grabbed 12.5 December 17th as well. I don't know that this is going to make it to 12 by the time the week is out for that 11.19, but it's kind of an odd one. Actually, didn't recall that being in there. I don't know if any news is coming out. Makes it a wedge pattern now. Just curious as to why this is dropping so much at the moment, but we'll just have to see. Apple was looking on the chart today for a good entry. I mean, overall on the daily, we see here It's done a good job of extending and making a secondary push toward this 157 level. So that's basically what I'm looking at, an additional run to establish up and over this 153.76. That's, to me, the most important at the moment. Getting support over there will help sort of confirm this uptrend line and potentially like ascending triangle breakout, and look for it to continue to stretch up and through there. It's nice and tight in on the EMAs. It's done a good job lately of holding on the 50. I know it lost it for a little while here, but it did catch itself in a nice region here too, I noticed. If we look at the support levels like here, right, and it fell just shy of coming down to there, but previous resistance, support there, and resistance here, attempted support there. So pretty strong level there. So to me, it looked like it was making a nice move in a logical retracement, and now it's coming back up for a reattempt at this 157. So that's where I jumped into 155 call for December 17th. And if we look at the flow today, today's action, I mean, there's a bunch of it. Like all of this is from today. If we scroll down, all of this is from today. And this is all premiums over 30K. So tons of really solid size orders. It looks like there was a puts that came in toward the end of the day. You know, so we'll see what that's all about. But overall, really, really strong bullish flow here, especially earlier on in the day. So we'll see, you know, if that plays out. But just a blip of 3 bearish trades in the midst of all of this bull action. So we'll see what that is. And the sweeps are on the bulls side too. So that's also good. BCTX. So BriaCell I've been in and out of a few times before. I've had videos on it before. But BriaCell, basically, you know, I had spent a bunch of time consolidating here previously, and then it was able to break out of that and make a nice move, confirming this uptrend support line, which is quite far extended from at this point, which I don't love that much, but it does look like it's getting support over this previous topping out region, which was what was most important to me on this most recent run up. And now it looks like it wants to build itself a base over, you know, this like 950 range, we'll call it. And I'm really looking for a move to 1060. I'm looking for a strong move to 1060, get support there, and then I think it could make some really strong moves from that level. But for the time being, it's just kind of kicking around in the range that is, you know, that previous resistance. But it's good for it to continue to base above that. That said, the flow from last week on the 12th and then again today, so these are pretty big orders, 99K today, 31 and 32 last week, but all 12.17, 12.5. So pretty interesting that that's the case. Bull premium, all told, 62.73%. So pretty solid on that side of things. So yeah, so that's what I picked up was the 12.17, $12.50. So exactly what you see here is what I grabbed. And then lastly, Pfizer, we'll do it in the order that I actually do it in, which is I catch the flow first and then check the chart. But from here up, all orders from today, and as you see, just one bearish order in there. Now just keep in mind, when I say all bullish or all bearish or mostly bullish, you know, whatever, it's that fit these criteria: 30K premium or more, ask only, so someone who's trying to get a quick fill, out of the money only, and single leg only. So I'm not looking for any complex sort of, this is part of a larger multi-leg strategy, and I'm looking for out of the money positioning, assuming that that means that there's some big movements coming. So I grabbed a December 23rd $51 call, like you see here, right? So some just really sizable orders coming in today, and of the criteria that I filtered for, all but one on the bullish side of things. So pretty interested to see how this continues to play out. Now the chart, Pfizer's obviously been on a tear lately, but not so dissimilar from the look on Apple. If we see here, right, it's coming back and trying to retest that high. So it has this 51.86 level, and it's just putting in a nice motion here coming up and looking like it really wants to retest again. Stretched a little bit from the EMAs, but they just relatively recently started to unwind, so I'm thinking it might have some more legs to it, sort of to be seen. If we look at the MACD to kind of help sort through that sort of thing, this is stretched quite high as well, closing in a little bit recently on the MACD, but still has a decent amount of real estate between the MACD and the signal line. So we'll see exactly how that plays out in the coming days. But those are my positions from today, how I tried to match what I saw in the flow with what I was seeing in the charts, and of course there were plenty that I saw in the flow and I couldn't match anything to the chart, and so I didn't take a position. So this is just cherry picking out the ones that did seem to be a fit for what I was looking for, but we'll see how they go. All right, folks, I hope that you had a happy hump day and that your trading week is going well, and I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next video.